Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to this presentation from the national headquarters of the Theosophical Society in America. My name is John Chianchosi. I'm the Director of Public Programs for the Theosophical Society. As many of you already know, the Theosophical Society is currently closed to public programs due to the coronavirus situation. However, we really do want to try and stay in contact with the community. And to this end, we are continuing with our Thursday evening lectures, streaming them live so that you can participate and enjoy them at home. This is our contribution in an effort to try and support, encourage, and bring some comfort to our community at such a difficult time. We are also offering a great number of other programs online in the form of groups that meet regularly, as well as classes that meet once a week over a period of time. And I do encourage you to check our website where you'll be able to register or join any of those groups and classes. Now, this evening, I am very, very happy that we have a very good friend of the Theosophical Society, a member, and a teacher who we have grown quite fond of. And she has made the effort to come here to give this talk this evening. Billie Topa Tate. She is the founder of MSI Wellness Center. She's a Mescalero Apache and is dedicated to creating a sacred place one person at a time through the indigenous native teachings of her teachers. Topa Tate has lectured and taught at Northwestern University, the Cancer Treatment Center of America, and other places. Her work has been published by several magazines, and she is the author of several meditation recordings. She is dedicated to being of service to anyone who is seeking wellness, mindfulness, and spiritual growth training. And that, I think, would apply to all of us, especially at a time such as this. This evening, she will speak on a Native American guide to developing intuition. Enjoy this talk by Billie Topa Tate.
Thank you so much, John. It's such a pleasure and an honor. I want to thank the Theosophical Society for having me today. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here, and also for John's wonderful introduction. I want to say hello to you out in the community. It's so nice to spend this sacred time with you. And also, as a Native person, we really truly believe that community is in our spirit and also in our hearts. And so this is a wonderful opportunity to stimulate that wonderful vitality in the spirit of having our community. So once again, I thank the Theosophical Society for having me here this evening. And I really am looking forward to sharing all this wonderful information with you. My name is Billie Topa Tate. I'm Mescalero Apache. And my name, Topa Tate, means four winds. But my Apache name is Wazayata, wind that sings. And I remember my father used to say, the medicine of that name, Wazayata, wind that sings, either means that you speak a lot of medicine or you talk a lot. Either way is fine with me because I really enjoy sharing the beautiful teachings of my teachers. So I thank you very much for being with me today. I'm going to teach you the first Apache word, which I think is a wonderful thing. We get a chance to share this knowledge together. And the word is dagote. Dagote means it's so nice to see you. It's so nice to spend this time with you. So dagote. And just wanted to share that this class is about developing your intuition in that Native American tradition, what we were taught to really access our insight from the Creator, or what we call the Great Spirit. So we have here, I just wanted to go to the next slide here. Basically, what we want to do is we want to create a sacred space one person at a time. And really, that's the only way that things get done is by creating a sacred place one person at a time. You know, our native elders, when I was walking with my teachers and I was very young, they taught me that it was really important to really connect with wisdom that has walked the earth and shared so much. So when we are learning, it's really important for us to know that there are these great wisdom keepers on the planet, and that they have walked the earth, and they're, at the Theosophical Society, have a great library of all these beautiful teachers that have walked the earth to share this beautiful wisdom. For tonight, we're going to talk about the Native American Guide to Developing Intuition. I'm going to share a story, because Native people, we love stories, because that's the way we were taught. But before I do that, I want to just create a wonderful intention for this wonderful lecture. And it's what we do all the time. You know, the sacred intention of our time together is something that we can apply energy to, express a desire for. When we do our sunrise and sunset ceremonies, we were taught that this conditions our energy field to guide us to what it is that we're looking for during the course of the day. And of course, the way we were trained is we really want to gain wisdom, so we can expand our consciousness and step into our great purpose. So if you wouldn't mind, you can really join me with that sacred intention. What I wanted to make mention of is that sacred intentions were taught to us by our virtuous mentors. And what they said was, when you're traveling, succor unto the land before you travel the land. And what that meant is when we have this intention to travel the land, and I don't know if you've ever been in the desert, where the Apache people are. It's a very intense place to walk. It's very dry. It's very hot. But there's so much medicine there. And so before we traveled to, through the desert, we would always have a sacred intention that our guides would assist us in our journey. That the land would welcome us and help us by showing us what to eat, what to not eat, where the water was. It's just a beautiful experience to get connected to regions of land and also wonderful energies that are there. So it allowed for us to learn that we can create a sacred space way before we even traveled for our journeys. And it was very, very wonderful. We learned that was very important for us. So with that intention, we really built upon other wonderful sacred intentions, such as our morning ceremony, sunrise ceremony, our sunset ceremony, and other wonderful ceremonies that were taught to us as well. And people often ask, ceremonies, what are those? Well, many, many moons ago, mystics, they really get connected with their higher self. For us as the Nede people, we were, connected to the Great Spirit in such a wonderful way. We're the keepers of the land. That's why they gave us the name Nede. Nede means earth people. And, the Creator being as busy as the Creator can be to create all the universes, just provided us with these wonderful mentors that some people would call angels, very, very intelligent, wise, to teach us how to stay connected from where we came from, which was the light. And they told us things like, where this beautiful light from where you came from, you can bring that light here through your intentions, your thoughts, your expressed desires. So a sacred intention for us is very important when we start a lecture or when we do a ceremony or when we're traveling, when we, even when we are driving to a destination to visit family, which we call Toyoshbaye. We would sit and just create an intention for the travel and our destination and the outcome of our gatherings. So what is our intention? So, of course, we're going to do an intention for this wonderful lecture, and you can join me if you like. If you'd like to just kind of relax in your chair and just close your eyes and take a nice deep breath, bringing in the breath of life. And we believe that the lungs are the sacred house of breath. So as you exhale, just release all the tension and worry that you might have. And just once again, breathing in through your nose and just take that down into the house of sacred breath, your lungs. And as you exhale, just release the tension and allow for that to be your focus at this point. O wonderful Creator, thank you so very much for this beautiful day. Thank you for this sacred way of praying. Thank you for this wonderful journey we call life. Thank you for this opportunity to be of service, and thank you so very much for this moment in time. We invoke for our higher self, our divine helpers, our wonderful and virtuous ancestors, our holy medicine people, all the wonderful beings who assist us in good and loving ways. We invoke for your wonderful wisdom, your beautiful energy. We ask for you to guide this wonderful lecture so that everything that we need to cover is covered in a timely and wise way, and that we answer the questions of all the people that are out there watching this wonderful program. In full faith, so be it now. Ahom Takwiasan. So we're going to start with the first step about how to develop your intuition. We believe that everyone has this beautiful spirit and this wonderful journey we call life. And when we go into this journey, we have our own personal journey. But then we also have, the community, the culture, the global journey. And wouldn't it be wonderful if we could access that great intuition that we have? So there's a lot of things that we were taught about accessing that information. And I'm really excited about sharing that with you, because the more you start to tune into your beautiful abilities, the more you can optimize your great purpose on this wonderful earth. So the first thing we're going to talk about is incorrect information. Lots of people ask us, how can you access your wisdom? How do you know the difference between information that is filled with wisdom and correct and things that are not correct? So what we know is we always need to bring the energy field back into a sacred balance. A lot of times, if you think about it, when we are out of sacred balance, there's a tremendous amount of stagnation, not just in our energy field, but in our mind and what we think about. So when we go into what is called a sacred balance, we're doing a number of things. So the first thing that you want to know is that when we're starting the platform of accessing intuition, we want to really know that it takes practice to understand what is that balance and what are the components. So in the initial stages of training, we want to take that time to take a quiet moment. We talk about moments in time as when we start to increase our intuition, we access something called mystical time. Mystical time is something that I was taught when I was going through my rites of passage and then handed over to my teachers. And my teachers were absolutely wonderful. They were filled with lots of wisdom. So everything that they said just sparked another awakening in my mind. So I was very happy to have them. But they talked about mystical time. Mystical time is really the quality and principle of becoming one with all things that the Great Spirit has created, the water, the air, the trees, the animals, the plants. According to our teachers, the components of nature were imprints that the Great Spirit provided us as a way of remembering how to access that sacred balance. We talk about mystical time as being a component when we can go into a place of peace and access those timing mechanisms of Mother Earth, Mother Nature, all aspects of what keeps the Earth moving, the actual aura of the Earth, which is a component of many things, but the ones that we access are the components of the timing of Mother Earth, the timing of the waves, the timing of the wind. All of those things provide us with mystical time. When we go into that mystical time, we're released of the bondage of judgment, fear, concern, and worry. But we'll take it one step at a time. I just wanted to explain a little bit about what mystical time is to us. Connect with the breath, with your spirit. So a lot of people don't really understand, at least in the native perspective, what we mean by spirit. So when we connect the breath with your internal spirit, according to our stories, the spark of the Creator is in all of us. And, what we can do is we can access that spirit within us by allowing for our breath to go into that sacred timing. So it's there's a lot of easy components to going into sacred breath, because I'm sure you know as well as I do that when we're under stress, we're not breathing in a sacred way. We're disconnecting from that. And so when our breath actually fires a molecule within the red blood cell that, I'm sure you know that the red blood cell carries oxygen. And we were told that what rides on the red blood cell are these two wonderful energetic molecules that are stimulated by our breath. And the first molecule is the molecule of your great purpose. The second molecule is the energetic molecule of constrictive dhyana or karma. And so our breath really kind of helps us to access a greater part of the thoughts that we can have that are connected to wisdom that will help us to gain insights. So with connecting with our spirit means that, and you can do that by a number of ways. You can use your less predominant hand to touch the center of your heart center. And we believe that when we activate that with our hand, just positioning it there, it actually calms us into a state of a better breath. So when we are using our breath like the ocean and connecting with some part of nature, and of course the ocean is an easy component because it has this ebb and flow with the breath. So when we get in sync with the timing of Mother Nature, and we'll use the water as a good example, we are actually connecting with our spirit because we're one with all of those things. And that's why we go for walks by the water. We watch the trees as they go back and forth with the wind. We're refreshed by the clouds. We're all of this, and we have great joy when we see animals playing and doing all the wonderful components of joy and community. So the breath is a very important component. We call it the sacred breath with your spirit. So many times what transpires is if we want to stimulate the intuition, we have to really access what is called a principle and law called the law of economy. And that's a really wonderful universal principle that we learned, that when we are expressing a desire for a higher purpose, including ourselves and also helping others, that we are accessing a component of our spirit. Because I'm sure you know as well as I do that in our aura are these wonderful seed attributes, which is to teach, to learn, and to serve. That's part of your spirit. And that's what we want to do and we strive to learn how to do that. So connecting with your breath, that is part of your spirit, your great purpose. What is your intention, as to how that you're going to bring that intuition in? What is your intention with that intuition? Is it to solve the immediate problem that you have? To ask for something simple like, should I buy this car? Or, what should I do with my future? These are all things that are so good to use your intuition. So to take a quiet moment and to connect with your breath that is connected to your spirit is very important. And to connect with your higher self. As a Native person, we believe that we have these aspirations to serve the Creator by walking our journey and remembering where we came from. And we have this very old story that we came from this divine light, this powerful light, and we have this Mother Earth where we walk on this Mother Earth with this physical body. But one of our goals is to bring the light from where we were to here, and to allow for that light to be present. I remember one of my teachers when I was growing up said that, just look around at all the people in the world. They're bringing energy into this world through their thoughts, their intentions, their feelings, and it's mixing around and creating the world. So our goal, is to really learn how to bring better qualities of thought and energy to bring that light into this world, to really allow for us to mature, to become enlightened, and to enjoy what we have. Just to make mention of this particular situation, that we have where we have to use social distancing and things of that nature, is really kind of teaching us about what we value. To ask the right questions. How did we get here? What is my part as to what to do to resolve these things? And that will stimulate a great vitality in us that we definitely have a strong component of resolution through our presence and our wisdom about what we need to do. And that's why intuition is so very important to help us with, what is it that we need to do? So connecting with your higher self means that during meditation or even when we're going through our day, that we focus on our breath to be in that sacred place, to know that we have this spirit and light inside of us, and that's who we truly are, working through this physical body, enjoying this wonderful time, and tapping into that higher aspect to be guided by higher thought. And that is of course, allows us to access these components of insight and intuition. The next thing is to ask for our energy field to be cleared. Our energy field is one of our great purposes is to navigate our energy field in a wise way. Our energy field has a lot of basic operating systems, but it also has advanced operating systems. And the energy field sometimes gets a little cloudy, dusty. My mother says, Mama Little Wolf, she says, sometimes we get a little dusty from the trail. And we do. Our energy field, we look into the world through our energy field. And so it's really important for us to kind of clear that, so when we're looking at things, we're using our intuition and not some kind of, trauma or belief structure from the past, a past life, or even this lifetime. So it's important for us to clean our energy field. How do you do that? Well, there's an old story that the Great Spirit gave us the power of words. And when we use these words, like medicine, they do become medicine. And if you think about it, you might be walking down the street and run into somebody that you haven't spoken to in a long time. And maybe, that person that you ran into, you had some kind of an argument with, and it turns around and he says to you, it's been 10, 15 years, and I truly apologize for, what miscommunication we had, and I want to take accountability from my part, and I truly apologize for that. I'm so sorry. I'm not that person anymore, and I want to apologize, and have a wonderful day. So they walk away, and so you're standing there feeling so much better because something that was out of balance in your energy field because of that relationship has been brought to a place of balance. So your energy field is a very powerful tool. It carries a lot of things besides our past lives that we pick to work on, that kind of tints our perspective about the world, that we are actually swimming in energy all the time. And so what happens is we get a little dusty from the trail, and sometimes things are attached to our aura that are not of benefit or of value to our perspective when we want to think in wisdom. And so it's really important to clean our energy field, to clear it. As a teacher, I clear my energy field at least 3 or 4 times a day because I want to make sure that the intrinsic value of my energy field sees things clearly. And also to know that I do have this great purpose and I'm going to add value. But in order to do that, I have to, make sure that the component of my energy field is as clear as possible. So, and I'm talking a little bit more advanced when I say that sometimes, we have, energies that are projected to our aura, our energy field that is unintentional, that might be filled with judgment, and it impacts our aura. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're clearing our aura and making sure that it's a nice and clear environment. So I'm going to show you how that we were taught how to do that. Now, in our tradition, we know that the Great Spirit says that there are these dichotomies of helpers. We call them energetic resources. Energetic resources can be angels, divine helpers, our personal guides, and so many others. When we are experiencing like a little bit of disharmony in our aura because of worry, concern, frustrations, traumas, really important for us to clear our energy field. So I'm going to show you a very easy way of doing that. There are so many other different components, but this is a very easy way of doing it because you want to think and see clearly and help your aura to help you to deepen that intuition. And what I was going to say, as far as the dichotomy of all of the different kinds of helpers, which we call the energetic resources, there is a component of wonderful angels, which we call the medics. And, if you think about it, the medics do a number of things, right? They clear things, they help things, and so what I would like to do is I just want to show you just something very simple to clear your energy field, and then something that you can do throughout the day to help that energy field be, nice and strong and filled with vitality. We do know food, plant-based foods and wonderful, clean water and sun and all of those things really help our energy field be clear and clean, but even expressing a desire. So put your hands in Namaste, and we're going to do that together. By the power of our good merits, we invoke for all of our wonderful divine helpers to remove from our energy field all things that are causing us to be worried, to be concerned, to be experiencing stress, anything that is causing us to be stressful, remove it from our energy field now. Take it to receive medical care in the spiritual world. And fill the void from which they were removed with lots of wonderful, virtuous wisdom. And also to bring my breath to a state of balance, to reconnect with my higher self and that beautiful light. In full faith, with great love and respect, so be it now. So you can do that, and it's very, very good, because what you're doing is you're giving permission for all of these wonderful helpers to remove that from your energy field. Now, a quick way of doing it, I call it a drive-by cleaning. What you can do is because sometimes we get triggered by a particular worry. Maybe somebody tells us something, and maybe we don't have all of the information at that point. So I'll take a moment and put my hands in Namaste or on my heart, and I'll ask, by the power of my good merits, I remove the wisdom, and I invoke for my helpers to remove the wisdom and replace it with the wisdom I need right now for this situation. The added component is get your breath into that state of balance while you're doing that. And what it does is it trains your aura and your consciousness to remove an old pattern of concern and worry, which isn't a bad thing to have for a couple of seconds. But you have to remember that we're training every part of us to evolve, to move forward, to have more wisdom. And the only way we get that is by asking for it. And we are, if you think about it, we're in this room right now. But if you look out there, if you look out the window, you will see skies, stars, planets, and that Mother Earth is spinning in a perfect orbit around all of these other planets. We didn't create that. We're not that smart. But we have an opportunity, because we are blessed to be here by the Great Spirit, to tap into the power of that. And why wouldn't you be able to clean your energy field that way? There is this wonderful principle that we were taught, that the Creator has expressed a desire that we, our past, our present, our future, be brought to its highest vibrational state for our evolution. And why would we have all these wonderful helpers who help us? Well, their specific desire or their intention is to honor the principle of the Creator and to help us to evolve. So removing worry and concern is a really important thing to bring us forth in that wonderful evolution. So we're going to talk about using the power of words in a sacred way. So sacred intentions are very, very important. As you noticed before I started the lecture, I did a sacred intention, and I talked about the morning, we do sunrise ceremony, sunset ceremony. When we set an intention, we're guiding our mind, our energy field, to fulfill our expressed desire. So when we are wanting very much to be part of our intuition, which we have, we always want to set an intention. We want to teach that part of our mind to access that intention. So an intention is a sacred placement of wants and desires for evolution. So when we put our hands together, we always want to think about, what are we wanting? We're wanting to have that insight, that intuition, and also to know that we can have it. So we're going to put our hands together, and we're just going to set an intention for our intuition. So we're going to do that together. You're going to put your hands in Namaste, or you're going to put your hands on your heart. And you always start by the power of your good merits, and there's a reason for that, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. So take a nice sacred breath into your lungs, and then release, and just access that sacred breath. Connect with the water and ebb and flow. By the power of our good merits, we invoke for our wonderful wisdom-filled intuition to fill our mind and to guide us, to give us insight, wonderful insight about everything that we request information about. In full faith, so be it now. So do that every day. to set that intention for your intuition. We talked about, inhaling and exhaling to allow for us to have that wonderful sacred breath. To create a deep connection with your intuition, we are always learning how to move higher qualities of energy through us. And while we're on Mother Earth, we are learning how to move energy and energy for ourselves and others. So a lot of people ask, what's the difference between, how do I know what is wisdom and what's just conversation that's going on in my head? If I'm maybe a little confused, I'm not sure if this is wisdom or is this just my emotions? Well, there's a big difference. When you are accessing a piece of intuition, what happens is you experience your cells awakening like, yes, that's it. So when you're accessing your intuition, your cells actually activate in such a way that you go, oh, that sounds right. That sounds good. When we are accessing our worry or maybe something somebody told us or a statistic that we saw, any of that, we will experience a lower vibration in our cells. And it's really important. I have had many opportunities where people would say, well, I want you to do this. Can you do that? And I would always say, let me do some meditation on it. And I do the meditation because I want to be guided by higher thought when I make a decision. And when I do, I ask the question, what is the great purpose? How can I be of service? Is this the right thing to do? Is this something that will help? Ask the right question, get the right answer, my teacher used to say. And you learn how to do that through really dialoguing with your higher self. You ask those questions. So the goal, of course, is to know that you will know that you're accessing your intuition when it's a piece of information and not an emotional response. So an emotional response, my teacher used to say, emotions are fine, but don't make any decisions with emotions. Go lay down until the emotions go away. And then when you come back, you might be making the same decision, but it's not coming from a karmic situation or a restrictive situation. So we know that the difference is that intuition will give you some great insights that will vivify the cells. And if it's something that is more of an emotional response, that you will experience some constrictions or lower vibrations, and you'll feel like a confusion. So if there's still a question, okay, is this correct? Even though it's confusion, bring that into your meditation practice, and you can do the following thing. The following thing is that you adjust your aura. So you put your hands together again and you say, I only accept accurate, precise, correct information here and now and from this day forward. Take a breath and just relax and ask again, is this correct? And if it's not correct, you'll still feel uncomfortable about it. Because if you clean away all of your emotions from a thought, and then you look at it again, and it brings you to a place where it's a cellular, yeah, that's right, then you know you're accessing your intuition correctly. Your aura is under your dominion. That's one of your tools. It is an energetic gift from the Creator. And so you want to navigate that by clearing it and expressing a desire to navigate it appropriately. And it will listen to what you have to say. So whenever you feel that you are getting intuition of some sort, I always ask that I only accept what is accurate, precise, and correct. And then come back to your breath and let that breath be the breath that is sacred. Connect with the water and keep the dialogue going. Is this accurate, precise, and correct? And your guides, if you start hearing them, they'll say, no, that's not correct. And then you say, I want to see what is accurate, precise, and correct. That's all I accept. And your aura will adjust itself to allow for that to happen. So it's increasing learning that you understand your aura and your energy field and your guidance through this process. It takes time, but you will see some great benefits right away. So remember, when you're instructing your aura to be accepting only accurate, precise, and correct information, that you resync your breath, not like you're breathing shallow, but you're breathing in a sacred way. And this is when you're going to bring information that is accurate, precise, and correct. So that's another thing. So we talked about determining the difference between intuition and your emotions. And our teachers have taught us to know the difference between wisdom and worry. We gain insight through information and not emotionality. So there are two different aspects of emotions. There are the constrictive aspects of emotions, which, has ownership qualities to them, like, my car or my fear or my, oh my gosh, this. And, but then there's the higher qualities of emotions, which we aspire to be good people. We aspire to be a good teacher. We aspire to be a good father. We aspire to be a good friend. Those are not attached to constrictive qualities. So those emotions are good in the sense that they bring us to the next stage, which is we just want information. So our intuition is going to give us information, not emotionality, not the lower qualities. The higher qualities, yes. So we're going to practice by actually every morning, you want to focus on an intention of wisdom. This is what I want. I want it to be accurate, precise, correct, and I want to be inspired by these insights that are accurate, precise, and correct. And also to succor unto your guides. A long time ago, I used to say I would take 10% of the wisdom that I gave. I'm a lot smarter now. I take 2% of the credit for the wisdom I gain, because I'm a very good listener. I'm listening to not the direction, because your guides will never tell you what to do. They will give you information, and also to help you to evolve so that your education is spanning more bands of wisdom, so you can make decisions in a very good way. And one of my teachers told me, there is gaining of wisdom or there's gaining of nothing. So true. And then my other teacher would say that, there's wonderful wisdom and magic in the world, or there is not wonderful wisdom and magic in the world. You pick. And I picked, that I want my teachers, even on the other side, my wonderful helpers, to guide me, to give me insight. So succor unto them, and they succor unto you. So in the morning, I always say, all right, we're going to go out there and we're going to do some really good things. We're going to work really diligently to help and also to gain wonderful wisdom for our journey. And, doing meditation is very, very helpful for that. So your intuition is really going to take some time to really perfect itself, but think of it as a fun journey. Think of it as exploration. Think of it as glimpsing into the beautiful energy world of wisdom, and get excited about it. When I get up in the morning, I do my meditation, but I also condition my aura to be very excited about my future, and that I would be of service. And from that, win-win is always going to happen. So to be entitled to all that goodness, you must accept it. So that's part of the morning as well. These are our drums in my medicine bag. Mama Little Wolf, she's one of my great teachers. And of course, this is my book. The book is called Book of Sacred Wisdom, The Writings of a Medicine Woman. And, close to 70 years old. So what I want to do is all the wonderful teachings that I have learned from my teachers, my elders, and all the wonderful teachers I've had, I want very much to put that in books because it's so important for us to share that. We love ceremony, we love community, but books are such a wonderful tool to share stories, techniques, insights, experiences, things of that nature to help other wisdom seekers. So we do have this on our website, so please be so kind to consider, reviewing it and things of that nature. But we also have some wonderful free things, free meditations on our site. So I thank you so very much for being with me today. It's a pleasure and an honor. I want to share this wonderful native song with you. And if you like, you can sing along with me or just sit in your chair and close your eyes. And this song is a very uplifting song. It was given to me by this elder. His name is David Swallow. He is on the Pine Ridge Reservation, and he has these beautiful songs that he sings. This one is about the Red Road, and the Red Road is this road that Native people talk about balance. So balance is really important, that sacred balance. So if you'd like to close your eyes and relax for a little bit, think of me and all of you being in a ceremony together, expressing a desire in ceremony. We believe that when we are in ceremony, that the Creator not only hears our prayers and our intentions, but also fulfills them, answers them. So I'd like you to take that time to do that, and I'm just going to grab my drum here. And I'm going to just sing this song for you. O chanka lukta onamo o yellow yo tokashilaya Bila maya yellow hai Janupa kile hayo che waki yellow tokashilaya Bila maya yellow hai Way ya he haya Way ya he haya O willow hai O chanka lukta onamo yellow yo tokashilaya Bila maya yellow hai Janupa kile hayo Je waki yellow tokashilaya Bila maya yellow hai Way ya he haya Way ya he haya Way ya o willow hai O chanka lukta onamo o yellow yo tokashilaya Bila maya yellow hai Janupa kile hayo che waki yellow tokashilaya Bila maya yellow hai Hey hey yo hey